Top Gun Guts and Glory is a port or a clone of the Atari ST Top Gun game. The problem is that it is absolutely insane. There is no artificial horizon. Once you get the real horizon out of your sight, you are completely disoriented. The altimeter randomly jumps from 45 to 7K and then spazzes about. The clock runs backwards or goes nowhere. The speedometer ignores your throttle setting entirely. The rockets do not lock on. After doing an Emilman half loop, the enemies teleport right back behind you. The sun jumps up and down on the horizon. Sometimes you randomly get the HDR effect advertised in Half-Life 2 and Ladder Racing Club. The game is absolutely insane and disorienting, and there are no tutorials or manual scans anywhere. First things first, GUI. Top bar. On the left is the rocket counter. In the middle, instead of speed, is a 360-degree bearing on the horizon. The briefings give you bearing to the enemy, but it means nothing. So the only use of the horizontal bearing is to gauge when you are at the top of your Emilman half loop. Finally, top right is not an altimeter anymore, but a distance to the nearest enemy. Since they can spawn out of thin air inside your posterior, it can be entirely ignored. Even if after reading the briefing you will follow the designated bearing, the distance will still be only increasing. Now to the bottom panel. On the left is the throttle handle, but it will be useless. The real maneuvers will not work here. In the middle is your terrible radar. The enemy AI is rubber banding hard, so it's not as useful as you would expect. On the bottom right it is not a clock but an altimeter from the times of lighter than air flight. The fat hand tracks kilometers, the long hand tracks hundreds of meters. If you turn on the game and try to dive into the ground, you will become disoriented and fail to do so. But when you try to play the game properly, you actually will crash when you miss your altimeter reaching zero. For the sound, there is a high-pitched tone, that means that enemy is trying to lock on you, and a low-pitched tone, meaning your lock-on is engaged. You do not have an artificial horizon. The controls are too sensitive and are vague, so try to always keep track of the real horizon. With the game never limiting your flight, you would think you can put the enemy before you by the 90 degrees roll and extra tight pitch turn while killing your throttle. Don't you believe it? That's a scam. While it is animated like a roll, it's basically a constant yaw. Any amount of roll instantly starts turning you into that direction on the horizontal axis, and the bigger the angle, the faster it tries to turn. Because of their AI behavior, that is absolutely useless for maneuvers, but will ruin your aim. The aforementioned HDR effect is actually a simulation of a HG blackout. If you punch your throttle up and roll 90 degrees, you will probably get it. So, because AI is rubber banded and cheats with teleports, Emilman half loops are not that effective. You barely can pull off a very bad cobra, but that can actually be useful. Since AI is a scam, the basic strategy is as follows. Keep an eye on your altitude. Failing below 1 km is dangerous. Avoid a head-on collision with an enemy. If it's off your screen, it doesn't mean it's not right before you. If you stay on course, you will see that AI always tries to do the same thing. It is gaining on you from behind, it shoots rockets, and if it is faster than you, it overshoots you. Flies away, makes a super tight runversman, tries to lock on you again, or ram, overshoots you and repeats it behind you back again, absolutely disregarding your speed or altitude. Trying to add maneuvers the AI on any axis is basically useless. Even bomb zoom is absent. So the best tactic is to kill the throttle, avoid lock-ons and try to stab the enemy in its back. Send the rockets the moment they start humming, but not when the enemy is too far. Never not be shooting the machine gun. Adjust your crosshair by small degree rolls without any pitch. The way to avoid a lock-on is the most basic barrel roll, but some enemies also kill the throttle and spam you instead of overshooting. In that case, try spacing around a bit, try a cobra or a half hammerhead, do 2 Emilmans. Once you break their pattern, they probably will return to their standard behavior. All 4 planes seems to fly the same. I do not understand the difference in rockets either. All levels are basically the same, so just rinse and repeat. Keep the altitude, kill your throttle, avoid head-on collisions but try to take out the enemy if they spawn right before you. Avoid lock-ons and stab the enemy in the back. Try to not lose the horizon.